The terrain is ideal for mountain lion. Mountain lions like to shelter under rock overhangs, caves, and so on. We've got to be very careful.
Hey, we've got eyes in the tree up there.
Oh, yeah.
You see that?
Kind of yellowish green. He's looking right at it.
And that was a clip from one of the many episodes Animal Planet will be debuting on Monster Week, which takes a look at some mysterious and spooky creatures. Here, bringing us an up-close and personal look at some so-called monsters by bringing some very special guests is Animal Planet host and predator expert Dave Salmoni. Welcome, Dave. So great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
So from looking for a Yeti to chasing a missing lion, you guys have some exciting things planned.
It's Monster Week. It's always exciting. You know,
Do you have some favorites?
Monster Week in general is my favorite week of the year, and I'd say, being a big predator guy, I like all the ones where it's predators that I know about, where, you know, especially like that lion investigation that you saw there. I like to go along with him and see if I think, is that really a lion? Is it an African lion? Is it a mountain lion? I like that part of it because I'm using kind of some of my background.
Absolutely. Of course, you can't tell us what you find. We haven't watched to find that out. But you also look for some imaginary creatures.
Totally.
Correct?
As you say, like we have an episode of Yetis. We have, you know, I'm sure everybody knows Jeremy Wade from River Monsters. He's always trying to decipher, you know, folklore from truth and really find that big monster. Who is the real monster behind the stories?
Have you ever been surprised by anything?
I think almost always. Like, I think there's a lot of times where I'll be leaning on, I'll hear the story and I'm like, I know what that is. That's a crocodile. For sure that story's a crocodile. And then, you know, in Jeremy's case, it's usually a big fish or something that comes out of it. And a lot of times I'll come out and say, oh, that can't be possible. Those are all lies and those are stories. And then you get some animal evidence or something. So yeah, they're fun. It's fun to watch.
And so you've brought some
we got some monsters. Would you like to see my first big scary monster?
Yes, please. Bring him out.
I would. You might need some protection, but be very careful.
Oh.
Now this is our first red fox monster.
Oh my goodness.
He's been known to lick people to death.
Oh my gosh. Am I allowed to pet him?
Yeah, of course. Give him a pet. Always in the back. Let me get his face out so that everybody can see how cute he is. His name is Ratatouille.
Hi, Ratatouille.
Now, he's a red fox, and the first thing you're probably going to notice is he's not red.
No, he's not.
Why are you sniffing down there? Put your face out there.
And he also doesn't look like much of a monster.
Well, you may find that I'm the closest thing to a monster that we have today. And so the reason he's not red is his dad has something called a melanistic version of a red fox, meaning he was all black. And what I just found out today, that means that's what they used to call a silver fox. I used to think it was a good-looking older gentleman, but a silver fox is a real thing, and they're actually black.
And so where can you find these in the wild?
A red fox is one of our favorite North American animals.
Oh.
You know, Sly's a fox, Fox and the Hound, those types of guys. So these are the guys that sort of get the bad hen house reputation, but super smart, great little predators.
Is Ratatouille featured in one of the shows?
Ratatouille's not. These are just, we call them ambassadors. Right. Myself and the animals, we're out there trying to tell everybody the fun part of Monster Week.
So where does Ratatouille live?
He lives in Pennsylvania with all of his other Ratatouille buddies. He was born with 6 other brothers and sisters.
Oh, wow.
So he gets to play with them all the time.
And how old exactly is he again?
Oh, he is a couple of, I was about a month old.
A month old. Yeah, he's a little one. Oh my gosh, thank you so much,
see something
Ratatouille.
else?
Yes, what do you have next? I hear there may be something that's really going to
This might be a little bit more monstrous.
Yeah, I think we're getting into monster territory here for sure.
This is a great example of what I like to call the fun side, the Halloween side of Monster Week, because although people are super scared of snakes, it's not a real reason. You can touch him.
Okay, can I touch him?
Yeah, feel his back. I'll watch
He's
her.
not as slimy or as cold feeling as you might think.
People always think of them as slimy and yucky. They're actually a lot of fun. They're cute little animals.
But this thing could crush you if he wanted to.
It could if he wanted to. No, absolutely. They're predators. All predators can do what predators do.
And how are you so confident that he doesn't want to crush you?
One, I know her name is Lady. And because she's a lady, she's not going to hurt me. But, you know, you can also read the animals. You can see when the animals are upset or not upset. And, you know, Lady's never...
Do you have a relationship with Lady?
I met Lady this morning. Oh. Hi, sweetheart. She's a good snake. I have a relationship with the people that bring me these fun animals. And they are always the people that have great animals.
But you can't train a snake to not...
They don't have as much memory as some of the mammals would. So to do the things that we're used to from a training perspective, you're right, it's different.
Right.
But you can do things that promote their natural behaviors, which is what training is.
So what is some aggressive behavior that Lady might exhibit that might make you think, you know what, it's time to put her down?
if she started looking like she was hungry, it was time for her feeding, she starts to hiss a little.
What does a hungry
puff up.
snake look like?
Well, you'll know when they ate last, and that's when they get what we call a little sharp, and that means you wouldn't move anything too fuzzy too close to her face.
Okay.
But, something like Lady, where she's been handled her whole life, she's calm about this kind of thing, likes this kind of thing. Quite typically, if she's not going to start hissing, she's not going to start fidgeting. You see how she's just calm sitting here?
She's calm.
Right? If she's getting fidgety like a little baby, you're like, you know what, maybe she doesn't want to be here anymore. And that's when you're testing your end. You're like, I can either put her back to her home where she's comfortable,
right,
or I can test my luck.
But also because she's in captivity, she's used to being fed. So
she's fed, so she knows what food looks like.
Right,
She knows that people like me don't look like food.
Right.
And she's been handled 1,000 times.
A close-up of that face because her eyes are
the
just
eyes. See how
incredible.
clouded those eyes are?
Yeah, look at those
Those
eyes.
are scales. As she prepares to shed her skin, her eyes cloud over those. So when she sheds her skin, they'll be perfectly black, those eyes.
Well, Lady, you are gorgeous, and you are a little scary, I must admit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not terrified of snakes, but that one does give me a bit pause.
You
have a little... Is this a crocodile?
It's a crocodile, you're right. Now, obviously, we won't put your fingers too close to the mouth, so you can touch the back.
The back, okay.
And you can feel those are the sort of the things that are going to turn into big plated armor.
Well, he looks like a lizard right now.
Well, they're in the same family, obviously.
Yeah.
The crocodilians, these guys. And that's the feel you should feel. They like to hang out in water. My favorite thing about these guys, if they were sitting in water, they sort of sit like this. You can see the nose and the eyes are all at the top. So she can hide all of her body underwater, and you'll only see the eyeballs and the nose, and they'll wait for something yummy to come by.
Is this a she or a he?
I don't think we know. But
we don't. Okay.
Do we know? We don't know. At this age, it's really, really tough.
How old is?
I would say only a few weeks.
A few weeks. That's why he's so.
A couple months is what I meant to say.
And how does he or she eat at this age?
Same way as the big guys. So it's just smaller things.
Right.
So with a little mouth, if it fits in that mouth, she's not much of a chewer. So she'll catch, chomp, 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 and then swallow.
But she would chomp on my finger if I put
absolutely.
it there.
If you put it there, it will. So a lot of these guys they sense things, and if it moves, they'll bite it first, grab it, and then decide later if it's food. So bugs and things like that is sort of more the wheelhouse of this guy.
And what's his name?
Erwin.
Erwin.
As you can see, as I meet the animals in the morning, it takes a while to learn all the names and the sizes and the ages.
Hey,
but
Erwin. And where does Erwin live?
Erwin lives also as captive bred, but this species is a Caribbean
species.
Yeah. And in fact, just recently got put on CITES 2 threatened list.
So, really? So the Caribbean crocodiles don't get as large, is that right?
Not as large as maybe like a Nile crocodile in Africa.
Right.
But not the smallest crocodile, obviously.
Oh, hey, Erwin. Well, we wish you.
So these guys are becoming, crocodiles are becoming more and more threatened, so they're a fun one to have out and show people, get people to start loving them a little bit.
Absolutely. I love you, Erwin.
All right, that's good.
Now, the grand finale, you brought someone really fun.
I did. Well, they're all really fun in my opinion.
Oh, yes, each and every
You're right.
one.
I am a bit of a cat guy myself.
You're like a parent. You can't have a favorite.
No, you're not allowed. Come here, sweetheart.
Oh, my goodness.
Come here.
Oh,
here, let me grab him from you. Hi, big guy. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, you can start with, this is the Bengal tiger. Oh, big hugs, big hugs. Where's your buddy?
Beautiful.
He wants to come out and play. You can pat his back if you want.
What's his name?
His name is Wyatt.
Hey, Wyatt. And he's a Bengal
tiger.
Cub.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Oh, and there's his buddy Roy.
Oh.
Yeah, say hi to your buddy Roy.
Hey.
Yeah,
so these two are best friends?
They're best friends. They're companion animals together. They keep each other company.
And how did this friendship develop? Hey,
buddy. Basically it was from Dad. You saw Grant over there. He that's how he likes to raise his animals. He thinks that the companionship's good for them. Behaviorally, it's healthy. And they both like to have a friend. Sure.
Down on the
okay, hi.
So these two keep each other calm when they're traveling.
Calm and company. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, whoa.
I'm gonna go grab him over there so he doesn't get too far.
Hi.
You gotta stay in the light, friend.
So how many months old did you say?
Oh, I would say, Wyatt's probably about 3 months old.
Wyatt's 3 months old?
Yeah.
And where is Wyatt from?
He's also in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a captive-born guy.
But he's a Bengal tiger, which is...
Yeah, Indian animal, you're right.
Are they endangered as well?
All tigers are. In fact,
yeah.
This is the most common tiger on the planet in the wild, and yet there's less than 3,000.
And so how did he come to be in captivity?
Born in captivity?
Born in captivity?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there rescue tigers that you guys find?
There are rescue. A lot of the cats that we do these types of things happen to be. This one isn't a rescue, but certainly there's a lot of ones that get born in situations that probably aren't healthy enough, and we try to find good homes for them.
How did you know that these two would get along?
Well, it's very common for tigers and dogs to really get along. But you got to match the personalities.
Right.
He's very, very relaxed, so it's a good one to have next to a dog who's also very, very relaxed.
I mean, I'm sorry, but the cuteness factor is
Right?
through the roof right here.
Very cute. It won't be so cute if you tear my
goodness.
pants.
So will they remain friends throughout their entire lives?
They can, absolutely. So if he stays calm and relaxed, he'll learn the rules with his claws and his teeth and try not to hurt poor puppy. But if he gets to the point where, like, right around 3 or 4, they become like teenagers, they do often get very rambunctious, and then they worry about...
And so is there a point then when you will no longer sort of allow them together?
It's all dependent on what the tiger decides, right? Because, obviously, eventually he will be big enough that he could hurt the dog if he wants to.
Right.
So sometimes their rough housing gets too rough, and then we have to step in. Hey, those are my shoes. Those are my shoes.
He likes your shoes.
I don't have a lot of pairs of shoes.
At what age will his rough housing get too unpredictable for humans?
I would say never. I would say they never really get too unpredictable as long as you know what you're doing. But I would say anything over this, like tigers aren't pets. People always think that they are. Unless you're an educated, trained person in working with these things, you really shouldn't be around them. But I would say they become really dangerous around 18 months or so when their big teeth start coming in because, at this age with his little teeth, even at his most aggressive, he's just going to put a few holes, put a few stitches into you. Right. Whereas eventually, with the big teeth, they'll be able to do some damage.
Lethal damage. These two are just killing me.
Super cute, right?
Off the charts cute or what? Oh my gosh. Wow. My 2 sons are going to be so jealous when they see how close I got.
You're going to need a lint brush at the end of this.
That's right. Oh my goodness. My house cat is going to smell him on me and be a little upset. Oh, you are so cute. This is amazing. Wow, Dave, thank you so much
for having me.
Beautiful, beautiful animals. Not monsters at all, but we love them. We love them.
That's the fun part of Monster Week.
That's right.
Maybe monster looking.
Well, we will definitely be tuning in, Dave. Thanks so much.
For having me.